God, I love this place.
And if you haven't been, believe me, you will too.
I would probably do it again.
But how do you navigate the unforgettable, truly magical city of Barcelona with kids? Well, we think we have figured out the perfect itinerary for keeping your kids entertained in Barcelona. Because, get this, we actually found a museum they'll love.
We just went to what might be the coolest museum I've ever been to in my entire life.
And a church they'll love too.
This has got to be the funnest church in the entire world.
This can't be right.
We've got the top down and we are cruising through Barcelona, Spain.
Hop aboard. We're exploring the beaches, the architecture, the parks. And your kids are actually going to have a good time doing it.
Yes.
It is the ultimate destination in Spain, but how do you do it with kids? We're going to show you in this episode of Window Seat. Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. We are in Barcelona, Spain right now. It's such a city filled with history and culture and all the stuff your kids are going to hate having to experience day in and day out. So we thought, what if we experienced Barcelona through the eyes of a kid? What if we devoted just one day to letting the kids do what they wanted to do when we're in Barcelona? And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to show you the best things to do in this city with kids. And the number one thing to do from our perspective is go see the Barcelona Football Club Museum.
Located at Camp Nou, one of the largest and most famous football stadiums in the world, which is currently undergoing massive renovations that will make it the largest stadium in Europe and the third biggest on the planet. The FC Barcelona Museum attracts well over 1 million visitors a year. And it's no wonder. This place is a blast to your senses. The most high-tech multimedia place you've ever seen, with touchscreens, digital displays, and more. They also have a staggering collection of trophies and memorabilia, and the coolest part, you end the tour inside a 360-degree 3D room meant to give you the look and feel of what it's like to stand in the middle of the soccer field, as if you're one of the pros on the team.
It actually gave me goosebumps being in there. It was like an emotional experience because there's so much lore attached to this football club, and they have captured it in a way that I have never seen a sports team do before. You go in there and you get chills just thinking about all the success they've had, all the great players they've had, and what foundational part of the everyday life this team is to folks who live here and really folks all over the world.
The museum was extremely cool.
They even had a virtual reality section that gives you a feel for what it would be like to visit the locker room and the new stadium once it's finally open.
I mean, it may have been 73 euros, but who cares? That was worth it. Photos are that way, and that's a piece of the goal. We could get a piece of the goal.
There's an entire complex of stores, restaurants, interactive exhibits, and more set up on the FC Barca grounds. They have capitalized on this team in a way that would make the NFL jealous. Then there's the team store, which is multi-story and massive. They have everything you can imagine with the Barca logo on it. Be prepared to spend some money.
This team store is absolutely stupid. It's like the Dallas Cowboys Jerry World down there times 10. It's 3 stories. Every bit of merchandise from Barca that you could possibly want is right here in this store. And there are hundreds of people in here right now shopping.
And even if soccer isn't your bag, your kids will love this place. And if you can get your kids to enjoy a museum in any way, that's a win. Quick word of warning, though, it is all very expensive.
Let's break it down for you. So it was $73 for both of us to get tickets inside the museum. Then we paid another $15 for Charlie to do the virtual reality experience. So $30 for digital photos, tacky pictures that you get at a tourist attraction. So we're at 118, is that right?
Yep.
And then the jersey and a scarf, which cost another 160. So we're about $300 US. Worth it, wouldn't you say?
Yes. You said you'd do it again.
I'd do it again, because again, a lot of times in these uber historic cities where you want to really soak in the culture, kids don't want to do that. And honestly, soccer is a part of the culture, so they are absorbing it. All right, on to the next thing. Okay, next up on our list of things to do with children in Barcelona, we are taking you inside the tallest church in the world and probably the most memorable too, La Sagrada Família.
Construction on this masterpiece began in 1882, and it is still a work in progress, more than 140 years later. Antoni Gaudí, the chief architect, famously said, "My client is not in a hurry." He was talking about God. About 70% of the basilica has been built after Gaudí's death in 1926, so he only got to see part of this place.
The name Sagrada Família translates to Sacred Family, that being Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. They are the sacred family in question here, and they are memorialized throughout the church in several different places, along with all of the disciples. And each of the Gospels, by the way, get their own tower here, which is pretty cool. But the tallest tower of them all belongs to Jesus. They say the pillars mimic trees whose branches are holding up the roof here. In fact, our tour guide compared it to the redwood forest in California, which I think is a pretty apt comparison.
When you come here, be prepared for crowds. It is one of the most visited monuments in all of Spain, attracting more than 4.5 million visitors every year.
So yes, Sagrada Familia is a church, it's historical, and those two words generally equate to boring to kids. But there's something about this church that is just so different about all the others that you're ever going to check out. It's fun, it's whimsical, it's colorful, it's an imaginative place. It's really magical.
And here's something interesting. Your ticket to get in is what keeps this place going. They don't get any money from the government or the church. It's funded entirely by donations and ticket sales. Pro tip, tickets sell out fast, but if you go through a third-party tour group organizer, you can typically get in at the last minute. It'll just cost you. Our guided tour through a third party costs $60 US each. I'll put a link to the tour in the description below.
A quick pro tip too, if you want to get the ultimate picture of Sagrada Familia, don't do it right in front of the church on the sidewalk where all the other people are taking it. Go across the park, across the street to the far end of the park. You'll get just the right amount of distance so you can get the church behind you, and it looks just great. Here, I'll show you. Another cool thing for your kids to experience when you're on vacation is where you stay. And some cities have great options that are kind of kid-friendly and kid-focused. And I think we found one right here in Barcelona. It's the school hotel right on top of the Barcelona Sants train station. I didn't even know it when we booked this thing, but it's got this whole space theme. It feels like you're on a spaceship. They've sort of designed some of the facades to look like stuff from Star Wars, kind of like that Imperial Star Destroyer look. There's a big boardroom table in the lobby that looks like the table where the rebellion plans all their attacks. There's a life-sized astronaut in the lobby, and everything else has this sort of space theme to it too. Don't know why they went this direction, but it's kind of cool. They even have some rooms that are really space themed. It's a really nice hotel. Barco Sants is the name. I'll put a link in the description below, and the location is just truly perfect too because it's right above one of the main train stations and bus stations right here in Barcelona, so it's really easy to get anywhere from right here.
And that brings us to transportation. There is a great hack when you're traveling with children. We've done it a few places around the world. Buy a pass for those big red hop-on, hop-off buses. You'll thank me later, believe me.
It's a pretty great option to hop on one of these buses because you don't have to pay cab fare or an Uber to get to all of the popular spots around town. They stop at all the major attractions in Barcelona, just like every major city that has these hop-on, hop-off buses. So if you're traveling with kids, I think this is a great option because you can sit on the main level, it's air-conditioned, there's Wi-Fi. Or if you really want a great view, you can go up top, get a little more sun exposure. But where we are right now, perfectly comfortable, great way to get around town, great choice, and for about 30 euros per person for the day. So not terrible, certainly cheaper than taking Ubers everywhere. Another fun option with your kids when you come to Barcelona is to take them to the beach, but a warning, be careful which beach you take them to.
That's because there is a clothing optional beach. It's called La Marbella, so lots of skin on display here, though they do have a children's play area if you're so inclined. A much more family-friendly beach is called Nova Icaria, with calm, shallow waters for kids and nearby playgrounds.
Okay, next stop, as we explore Barcelona with kids, we are going to an iconic park that is huge right here in the city with a very famous designer, the designer who's sort of synonymous with this gorgeous Mediterranean coastal town. We're talking about Gaudí, of course. He designed Park Güell or Park Güell, depending on how you pronounce the old double L's if you go the traditional Spanish or Catalan way. But anyway, this park, he designed it well over 100 years ago, and it is still going strong with that cool, crazy style of architecture that he's got. I love it because it looks very much like Dr. Seuss. I know I'm not the first to make that connection, but I think kids will like it too because it's so whimsical and playful and fun. And it's great to look at, and this park is full of that Gaudí style.
This place is a masterful blend of nature and architecture with that awesome Gaudí no straight lines approach to design. The winding paths, undulating benches, and mosaics are fun to look at, and kids will get a kick out of them. It's a sprawling urban oasis that stretches the hills of Barcelona, and it is a must-see. I mean, what kid doesn't love a park?
Charlie wants to eat, so forget all this cool architecture and design. We're gonna go shovel some pasta in our face.
This brings up an important point, though. If your kid is like mine and a picky eater, your hopes of getting them to enjoy paella or some other local cuisine will likely be dashed, and you don't want to end up eating at McDonald's. So we found this great place in Barcelona that admittedly doesn't really serve Spanish food, but serves the kind of food American kids with unrefined palates will scarf down. It's called Màquina Pasta Bar. They have a few locations around town. It is very reasonably priced, and best of all, your kid won't complain. We'll put a link in the description below. Yes, I know I'm caving to my kids' cravings, but if you're a parent, you understand. Sometimes you just want the complaining to stop, and if a bowl of spaghetti is the best way to make that happen, so be it. Okay, one last architectural stop that I think your kids will dig if you bring them to Barcelona. A trip to the famous Passage de Gràcia, the most famous boulevard in town, and one of the best places to see Gaudí's architectural genius. He designed buildings like the House of Bones here, called that because of its skeletal balconies, its colorful mosaic facade and roof that looks like a dragon's back, and whimsical windows too, making it one of Gaudí's most photographed buildings. It's definitely worth a stop. And you can make one last stop just a couple of blocks away at a store that every kid is bound to love. And after all this sightseeing, they've earned a little Lego time.
For us, the Lego store is always a very popular spot. We've hit the ones in London and Amsterdam. My son really wanted to come here too. It's a fun way to get them engaged and entertained, take a little break from all the sightseeing and let them soak in this store. Lego does it so well in every city, and they give each store a nod to sort of the local architecture. You saw this Lego version of the Sagrada Família behind us. It is insane. Very cool shop. I would recommend. 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Okay, so there you have it. That's one day in Barcelona with kids, doing the things that kids want to do. They get to take control and decide your fate. And so this is a city where you can easily do that, let them have fun, and you can have some fun too. Like I said, that museum to the Barça Football Club, amazing. The park, amazing. The Sagrada Família, amazing. Kids are even going to love that because it looks so cool. So there's lots you can do with children in this city. What do you think? What did we leave off the list? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear what we should check out next time we come to Barcelona. And we'd also love it if you liked and shared the video so we can continue to spread the word about travel the world over. And if you could hit subscribe, that would be great too, as we continue to try to hit every country on the planet. We're at 80 plus right now and still going strong. We're back with a brand new episode of Window Seat next Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. In the meantime, check out one of these other videos from Window Seat.